Hi, I'm Brazeal with this week's Horsemanship Challenge. This week I'm going to be talking about getting my horse to come to me when I ask him to. There's a couple of different reasons why I like doing this. One of them applies to all horses, and I think it's something that is good to do with all horses. The other reason I'm going to talk about applies specifically to horses like King here, who are very scared of people, who have a hard time being caught, you're really standoffish. So regarding the first way I'm going to talk about with normal horses and scared horses too, I'm going to talk about when you're lunging your horse and you ask your horse to come to you when you're done lunging him. You know, a lot of people try to do this, a lot of people couldn't care less. I think we've all seen it done. I like doing it, and the reason why I like doing it is because I want them to know that this round pen is a place of learning. You know, it can be a place to have fun, it can be a place to run around and burn off steam, but it's also a place that you're supposed to work and you're supposed to learn, and you are with a human. It's a school. And just like when your kids go to school, you know, they have recess, and that's great. They go have fun. They're supposed to. At the same time, they need to come back in when the bell rings. And that's kind of what asking my horse to come to me when I'm done lunging him does, is it reminds him, like, you're still here, you're still working with me, this is still a controlled environment where I'm in charge and I'm asking you to do things and you're being smart and learning. We're not running around like crazy people, so come back to me when we're done and I'll pet you and reward you. So that applies to every horse. Now, more specifically with a horse like King, and this isn't just something I do in the round pen, it's something I do everywhere, but I do start it in this more confined space of the round pen because it's easier. I want him to come to me when I ask him to. A horse like King is very scared of people, and of course there's millions of them out there like this. He's very, very difficult to catch, and for a long time, he was almost impossible to. In fact, if you do anything just slightly wrong, he's still very difficult to catch. If you go out in the arena and try to catch him, he'll run from you, he'll take off. You got to have 2 or 3 people out there trying to pin him in a corner and sneak up with your halter and put it on him. Okay, well that obviously is not only inconvenient, but it's not good. Because what that shows is that this horse is not only not comfortable with people, but he's just trying to avoid the whole situation altogether. He's looking at us trying to come up and catch him. He's saying, I don't want any part of that. I'm going to just avoid it because you guys might kill me and eat me this time. You haven't before, but this might be the time you do this. And unfortunately, he has these problems going way back. You know, his owner inherited these problems when she bought him. He's been doing this a long time. So what I wanted to do with King, and it's what I've been working on, is get him to actually come catch me. So when I go out in the arena to catch him, I don't chase him around with the halter. I'm not going to do that today, I'll just stick to the round pen, but you'll see kind of an example of what I do. I make him come to me. The reason being, you know, if you are able to finally sneak up and get a halter on him, he doesn't necessarily look at you and say, oh, you're not hurting me, thank you, I appreciate that, I'll follow you. Lots of times a horse like King looks at that, you having the halter on, and says, well, you got me this time. I have to follow you because you got me trapped, but I don't know. You may kill me this time, you may choose to kill me next time. But either way, you got me trapped and I don't like it, I don't have any choice in the matter. If he's free to do what he wants, as you can see he is right now, I have the halter on, but I'm not holding it. If he's free to do what he wants, and he can run away if he wants to, but I ask him to come to me, it makes him kind of open his mind up and reevaluate things, take a second look at things, because he's not trapped, he's not confined, he's not having to come to me because he has no choice. He's coming to me because he's making the choice, you know, deciding that that's what's best for him. And as such, he'll reevaluate things, he'll maybe take a second look at me, and that has happened so far with him. It's worked really well. You know, a couple of weeks ago even, I couldn't stand here and move my hands like I'm doing talking to you, because he'd be flinching and running off the other side of the round pen. I couldn't touch this without being extremely careful about it, cautious. I couldn't even reach up and put my hands up here without him jumping and trying to run away. And I haven't come out here and spent a lot of time specifically desensitizing him to these things. It's just his overall attitude has changed because I've taught him to come to me. So like I say, instead of doing the whole thing he's always done before where people sneak up, put a halter on, and lead him around, I've said you're free to do what you want, you can make all the mistakes you want, but I'm going to tell you that it's best for you to come back to me. I'm going to teach you that it's best to stay with me. And when he started realizing that, all of a sudden he took a second look at me and said, hey, not only is it okay to come to you, but maybe you're not such a bad thing. And he's opened his mind up and he's starting to learn. So I'm going to send him around really quickly, just lunge him. He has problems with bucking, so hopefully he doesn't do that today. He also gets really tense, so you'll see him get scared and try to run around. Hopefully he stays somewhat calm, but regardless, the whole point is after it's all said and done, I'm going to come to me, and I'm going to ask him to come to me. So here we go. I'm going to step his front end away. And you can see he gets a little scared about it. I'll ask him to calmly go off. This is a huge improvement over what I had before, because he used to just immediately go off and start bucking right away, and then galloping around here full speed. So this is huge, that he's walking right now. He's scared of the camera person up there filming him on the fence too. So that's another thing that'll be good to see. and ask him for a trot. He'll probably spook when he gets to the camera. Oh, he didn't. What a good boy. We'll ask him for a quick canter. Good boy. No bucking. That's a good thing. And now I'm just going to kind of walk off here and tell him that I'm done. I don't want him to go anymore, and he should come to me. And he is so far. If he stops, I'll remind him to come on all the way. You can see him approaching me apprehensively. He's not coming up to me because he's friendly. He's not coming up to me because he just wants to be my buddy. He still looks at humans and thinks that we're the enemy, that we're a predator. So it's huge that he's doing this for me right now. It's really changing things for him because he's seeing that I'm not such a bad thing. But you can see it on his face, how he's still kind of scared of it and he's not sure about coming up to me. That's why it's been so important that I taught him to, because he never would have. He would always just stand off on the other side of the round pin when I was done with him. So that was really big, and you saw him come to me. I taught him to take each and every one of those steps. None of that was him, like I say, wanting to come be friendly or get his belly scratched, because he really couldn't care less about that stuff. Treats, we've tried it. He's had a million treats. He really couldn't care less about the treats either. So that was really good. That was him coming to me because he knew that's what I wanted. And you'll see, I don't have to trap him. I don't have to keep a halter on him. I don't have to lead him around the short lead line. He stays with me now because he's learning to stay with me. He's learning this is a comfortable place to be. And like I say, it's really doing a lot for his attitude around humans. He doesn't think we trap him and keep him with us. He thinks that it's a good choice to stay with us. So, you know, I can walk around and lead him. He's a good boy. He's doing great. Good boy. Thank you. Thank you for staying with me. Okay guys, that was it for this week. That can be a lot harder than it looks. Some horses are more challenging than others, but you know, try to keep that in mind, that that's ultimately what you'd like to see from your horse. You'd like to see him choosing to be with you rather than you just having him trapped and staying with you. It can work wonders for your horse with his attitude and the way he looks at you. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back next week.